Welcome to Come Get Woo Woo. We're your hosts, Becky and Ro, here to hold space for the unseen, the unspoken, and the deeply felt. This is a place for seekers, for those who sense there's more, for those who hear between the words, feel beyond the room, and know without knowing why. Together, we'll explore the language of spirit, the clarity of your clairs, and the signs that rise up when you're ready to notice. You're not imagining it, you're remembering it. This is Come Get Woo.
Hey, woo woo seekers, are you ready to get woo woo?
Oh, not just yet. I think our listeners should get to know what this show is all about and who we are.
Okay, sorry, I got excited. And you're right. Welcome to Come Get Woo Woo with Becky and Ro. I'm Becky, one of the guides through this mystical, magical, and spiritual vibe of life.
And I'm Ro. So before we take everyone on this magical, mystical, and sometimes messy journey through the woo-woo world, we should probably talk about what this show is even about. Come Get Woo Woo with Becky and Ro is a space to explore all things spiritual like the chakras, the clairs, astrology, signs and symbols, tarot, and whatever else falls under the big, beautiful umbrella of woo woo. We call ourselves and our listeners woo woo seekers.
Yes, first let's talk about our definition of woo woo. For us, woo woo isn't about being out there, it's about going within. It's a personal, powerful, and often surprising ways we connect with spirit, energy, signs, symbols, and our own inner knowing. It's not about having all the answers. It's about staying curious, enough to keep asking.
And a woo-woo seeker is someone who listens for meanings in the mess, who follows the nudges, trusts dreams, and asks, what if this is a sign? They're curious, intuitive, and not afraid to explore the unseen. They don't need proof. They need connection. They know that sometimes the most powerful truths can't be explained, only felt. So if you ever had a moment where you just knew something, felt the energy in the room, or wondered if the universe was trying to tell you something, this podcast is for you.
So you know a little bit about our show. Let's introduce who we are. Bro, how do you want to do this? Elevator pitch or Q&A?
Oh, definitely Q&A. Who wants to listen to an elevator pitch? All right, let's start with the basics. Who are you and where are you from?
Well, I'm a single mom of one grown daughter. When I'm not seeking the woo-woo, I work as a hairdresser in southern Minnesota. How about you?
I'm in New Jersey. I'm also single and have one grown daughter. I also have 2 dogs and a bird, and you might hear him screaming sometimes. Hopefully not. But since we are 1,300 miles apart, how did we meet?
We met in the fall of 2023, and we both decided to take a Zoom intuition class with Echo Bodine and then continued classes with Nancy.
It was funny being in Nancy's class because it always seemed that we were paired together. I don't know. I think she might have done that on purpose a little bit.
Or maybe the universe had a little hand in it.
Could be.
And then that actually led to all of our Friday night rabbit holes. And, you know, we'd spend, hours on the Zoom or Google Meets and start talking about astrology. And then we'd switch to a different subject.
It was fun.
So what led you down this spiritual path?
I can definitely say that I'm not one of those that has had their gifts since they were little, but I've always been interested. You know, in high school, I was always interested in astrology. I had a ton of Linda Goodman's astrology books, but I have to say I know more about the houses and planets than back then. It was more rising and sun signs. It was a time before the World Wide Web. I also had my share of visits to psychics. I just didn't know back then this was something that you can develop. Once I kept hearing it, I couldn't unhear it. Maybe there's something to it, and why was I so drawn to it? What about you? Becky, what called you to the spiritual?
Well, like you, I was very curious back in high school. I remember having a friend that um, she talked about her spirit animal, and I was like questionable, but I was very interested. In fact, you were talking about astrology. It was astronomy back then, but I was very interested in astrology. It's decades ago. I was in college, and it's the one book that I actually still had for up until just a little while ago. But it was because I was called to it even back then. I just didn't know anything about it. So, I mean, just out of curiosity, what role do you guys see each of us playing in each other's lives with this spiritual path?
Well, I think definitely you are my cheerleader and you challenge me. But I think most importantly, we ask questions, we go down rabbit holes, and we play teacher and student in each other's lives. What about you? What roles do you think we play in each other's spiritual path?
I think you have a tendency to hold on to my reins because I want to do 15 things at one time. And you're like, no, we need to finish this one thing first, to be honest, because otherwise I'd be going 15 different directions and not completing a single thing.
It's always fun. So, what's your favorite guilty pleasure that is not spiritual?
Not spiritual. Are we talking like foods, or are we talking like something I'd like to do? What are we talking about here?
Whatever you feel is your favorite guilty pleasure. So it could be food, it could be whatever you want it to be.
I think it changes often because, you get eating something and you whatever. So lately, it's a good Buster Bar. Otherwise, guilty pleasure. I love going to psychic fairs. I just love the energy of them. That's on the spiritual path. So, we'll go with the Buster Bar for right now.
Okay.
What about you? What's a guilty pleasure of yours?
I'm a chocolate girl. I love my chocolate, my dark chocolate. Yum. Especially
raspberry
and chocolate.
Raspberry and chocolate. I'm more of a cherry girl than a raspberry.
I'm not a cherry girl. I don't like cherries.
Really? You're not the only one. There are a lot of people out there that don't like them. I love cherries. Cherry flavored anything and everything. I love it.
That's funny.
All right. What's one thing that you no longer believe that you once clung to?
Mediumship. Like, you've watched Ghost Whisperer and Medium. So we thought,
Which I love those shows, by the way.
Yeah, me too. They were my favorite. But they were ones that, ghosts would appear to them. Both of them. And it's not like that. When you do.
I think it could be like that for some people. I am not one of that sees them that clearly, though. we know several people that it's literally within their mind's eye all the time. And I clung to that too.
We're all different, yes. How about you?
That you had to be born into it. This wasn't something that you had. That you had to either have it from birth or you never had it. And that was something I clung to for a long time. In fact, that's probably why I didn't do anything until I was into my 50s. Well, almost 50s. My late 40s before I decided to explore.
Yeah. I'm with you there because I didn't know that either until, I was listening to a podcast and, they said, oh, yeah, you could do this. No way.
It's anytime that anybody talks to me now, that is one of the things I emphasize, to anybody that's curious about this. You don't have to be born into this. It's kind of like it, one of our teachers once said, it's like singing. Mm-hmm. Almost every single person in this world has the ability to sing. Some are gifted singers and some have to work at it.
Yeah, we just need to work a little harder, I think. That's how I feel. To work a little harder.
I'm still working at it. Okay, so here's one. Or if your spiritual journey had a name, what would you call it? What title would it have?
I saw their shoes first.
Yes, you did. You always do.
What would the title of your movie be?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
We'll have to come back to
We'll
that.
have to come back to it because I can't think of a title. But
Oh,
part of me is the song that's going through my head right now, and maybe that's my spirit guide going. Another one bites the dust. What's the one thing that people generally don't know about you? Like a surprise.
all right. So when I was younger, I did a few community theater plays.
You're in a play.
Mhm.
Leading roles? What kind of play? What was your favorite one?
I did a few. Father of the Bride was the bride.
It's awesome. I was never good in plays, so you got one up from me.
It was fun. How about you? What
Oh,
tell us something people don't know about you.
people don't know. Well, okay, so if I was just going to go from general, I grew up on a hog farm in southern Minnesota.
Oh, that's so cool. That is so. You know, we owned a miniature potbelly pig,
You did. What was his name?
Petey, and he used to sleep with me.
If I was sleeping with pigs, it was because I was in trouble.
He used to go under the covers, and then if I moved my feet, he would like ah. It was funny. But when he was little, he was the cutest thing, and he used to like rub his nose on your back. It was kind of cool.
I had a pet duck.
A pet duck?
I did. I had a pet duck.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it was. See, this is you can take the girl off the farm, but you can't take the farm off the girl. I did. I had rescued a mallard duck actually, because it was by itself running around on our farm. So that thing, my parents were very, very. Maybe they didn't know about it. I don't know, but it would come in the house with me and everything. Yeah. Tragically, it didn't make it through winter though, so that
Aw,
was sad. Yeah.
that
So what's your strongest Claire right now, and how does it show up in your life?
so clairvoyance is my strongest, but claircognizance comes up. Like come up at work, it'll say, "Go look at that document." And something that I don't normally look at, and there I notice, oh, wow, I have an error. So it's like the little signs that show up in my everyday life when I'm not using it.
Yeah, not when you're not like actively using it.
Yeah, like clairvoyance is something that I go to try to use, but claircognizance comes in when I'm not asking for anything. How about you?
I have been using Clairsentient for years and didn't even know what it was.
Mm.
Because, in my business, it's sometimes reading the energy of the client, and you're not trying to, but you just knowing somebody is liking what you're doing. One of my favorites right now is the Clairaudient. I get random songs all the time, and so I have to hurry up and Google, the meaning or the words to see what it's trying, what message it's trying to tell me, because generally I get that a lot when I'm not paying attention, and I get a lot of songs.
So when you get your songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what about songs that you don't know, but you don't know?
You know what? Apple is really good at being able to just write in the lyrics and they'll tell you the song. It's fabulous because you're right. There are some songs that I'm like, I have no idea what song that is, but I know I've got a rhythm and a melody, so I can put in some of the words, and sometimes I get it and that tells me, but sometimes I don't get it. Can't find it.
So sometimes I'll get a rhythm. Like this happened to me the other day. I had a rhythm and a melody, but I couldn't get the words.
Oh, yeah.
That was
I
frustrating.
had that happen. And then it's frustrating because you can't figure out what what you're being told.
Exactly.
What spiritual tool or practice do you not understand about the other person?
Say clairaudience
Okay.
is like the first one that comes to mind. I just have a tough time distinguishing my thoughts to what is coming in and always second guessing it. That's frustrating for me anyway, to tell the difference. And I know one is ego, one is not. How about you?
Yeah, well, a lot of my stuff with clairaudient.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm actually a little jealous because you get as much as it is, it's feet. It doesn't matter. You get feet, and you can actually see it more clearly. Even when I started doing this, like when we started doing meditations, and they're like, visualize this. I could not visualize things as well as other people can. And it's something that I've had to work for, basically. And now I'm seeing more, but it's taken me a long time. It was
Mm-hmm.
one of my weakest, I'd have to say. So I am jealous of that, of you.
But you're doing great because you are picking up and,
See, and that's the thing about it is that, it's the more you work at it and the more you improve, just like anything else. Okay, here's a question for you. What keeps you going on this path?
what keeps me going? Oh, there's so many times where I sat here and I thought, who am I to think that I have special gifts? What do how am I going to do this? And, I wasn't born with this. But I kept getting led back. So it's this internal push that every time I said, no, I'm not going to do this. That's it. I give up. This isn't for me. I just kept coming back. Nancy, for instance, she gave me the courage to keep going. You got this. You could do it. And so last year I stuck with it, and I've been sticking with it nonstop since, I don't know, since Echo's class and on. And I feel right now that I'm just going to continue, and I feel like I improve a little bit every week, keeping track, because sometimes it doesn't go as well as I hope. But you're not going to be 100% all of the time. So that you're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs. Hopefully your ups will keep you going, and your downs are just learning points to help you grow. What about you, Becky? What keeps you going?
All right. One of the biggest things that keeps me going, it isn't necessarily the big hits, though those are nice. It's the small ones, it's the little ones. And that's the push that I need to keep going, because I can fail, but it's that one hit that keeps me going. Though I've thought about throwing in the towel a few times. The thing that I get really excited about is astrology. And I actually work with my clients, and sometimes we'll get talking about astrology, and it is amazing to me. So that's pretty cool, and it keeps me going, because I find it exciting. That's another thing that keeps you going is it's fun. To me, it's not work. Maybe to somebody else, but for me, the thing that keeps me going, and no matter what, it's always because it's fun. And I love the people that I work with and I've met on this journey. So that makes it a lot of fun too.
Yeah, I feel you. Definitely feel that.
Did we start Come Get Woo Woo?
We wanted to build a community where people felt validated. Their experiences make sense and they're not crazy, so that they could feel encouraged to explore their own gifts. Like everyone's gifts come in differently and everyone's journey is different. And we want them to walk away feeling seen and curious and maybe a little bit braver. And always reminded that there's more magic and support around them than they probably realize.
I agree. What I want our woo-woo seekers to come away with is, like you said, more confidence, braver, seeing that, you know what, we've struggled. I mean, you and I have struggled many times over. It's not an easy path because what people don't tell you when you start this spiritual path, to get to where you want to be, there's a lot of muck that you have to go through.
Mhm.
And doing the shadow work makes life a lot clearer. I hope that people can walk away from our podcast knowing a little bit more and feeling a lot more confident in the next time that they try to do anything with it.
Yep. I agree totally.
And we were talking about stuff anyway, so we might as well tell everybody else. Friday nights, deep dives and rabbit holes.
Big time.
We might as well help people out. That was kind of, we'll do the research and work so you guys don't have to.
Yeah, for sure. And we still, well, at least I do. I don't want to talk for you. I still struggle. I'm still learning too. So I'm hoping to be that support. Here we are. I still struggle. I'm still learning, and we're here to share what we learn as well, so they could learn too.
Because I do think community support, though, that helps. Ro and I are part of a group, and they are some fantastic people. And I'm not going to speak for Ro, but for myself, there are times in my life that going through this, I got the most support from them. Because it was, oh, yes, I've gone through that before, or I did this, and just their experience, because the group is made up of vastly different levels, if you will. And I've surrounded myself with a lot of people that know a lot of things, and I can go to a certain person that I know and text them and going, okay, did you have this experience? And I think that that's what we want to do, is create this like community of people that feel safe, with talking about this, because it's not always safe talking about this to other people. So here's a question for you, because I know we plan on hitting a lot of the major subject matters in metaphysical. What is the one that actually will be that you're looking most forward to? Because what you guys don't know, woo-woo seekers, what you don't know is, for each podcast, we actually research and discover everything, that pretty much all the fun and funky things that maybe go along with it and stuff. So we're researching everything. So it's kind of fun. How about you? Okay.
I think, which one? Oh, that's a hard choice.
I know.
Because you have all the clairs, auras, maybe auras.
One of the ones that I'm looking most forward to, just because I try different things, palmistry. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
But I also, astrology is awesome too. I love that one. That's my favorite.
We have to pick up some palmistry books.
I know. That's got to be our next deep dive, right?
Yeah, that one's a wild one.
I know. Well, and I'm sure that there's a lot of variations for that one too. Yeah. Do you have any classes that you're doing right now, Ro?
I'm not taking any classes right now, but I am in a mediumship development circle. And for those of you who don't know what a development circle is, it's where we get to practice with other people and try to bring in their loved ones. I believe back in the day before Zoom, they used to sit in a circle. So that's why it's called a development circle. But now with Zoom, we are going into different rooms to practice our mediumship skills. How about you?
Well, the latest class I just did was on spirit guides, actually. And it was really kind of the role that spirit guides are in your life. And then she actually took us through a meditation. It was a fabulous meditation. And you can feel the energy, or at least for me. I'm sure other people in this class, they actually got to see them, but for me, I felt them. But I don't know my spirit guides' names, and I get this feeling with that, though. It's not important. That's always what I keep feeling every single time that I ask for a name. It's not important.
Names aren't important to them anyway. You can call them whatever you want. Yeah. So what's in your spiritual go bag?
Spiritual go bag. Like, when you say go bag, you mean like if I'm going to go do a reading and or what do I pull out, or is that what you're talking about?
It could be something that you just use daily.
I have a spirit animal deck that is one of my go-tos. It's the one where if I want to kind of get an idea of what kind of energy a person is holding where they need to be. This deck is phenomenal, and it knows me and I know it. How about you?
I do have a couple of decks that I typically pull out. And then when I'm doing readings, I like to hold on to a crystal. Could be any crystal.
Do you have a favorite crystal?
I have a pretty blue one sitting on my desk. I'm not like into crystals like you guys are. So
do love the crystals. We have a few friends that I swear they need sheds to hold all their crystals.
Yes. Yes, I've become a crystal collector because of you guys.
I just recently received one as a gift it's pretty freaking cool. It's called a Saint Elmo's Fire. So it's a smoky quartz and amethyst. I mean, you lift it up to the light and that's where you see all the amethyst. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty.
I've never heard of it before until it was gifted to me. So I was very, very appreciative.
That's pretty awesome. I think you showed that to us, right? It's beautiful.
Yeah, I did. We'll have to, when we talk about it, I'll have to take a picture and put it on the website.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So what are you currently learning or unlearning on your path?
Currently learning. Well, it was wonderful to do that spirit guide class, but I think for me, and it's always my go-to, I love, and I'm still continuing to learn everything, but mostly astrology, numerology. Those are kind of my I guess that those would be in my toolbox, if you will. My go-to toolbox or astrology and numerology. I do a lot of that. Unlearning. Gosh, I have some belief systems that I'm still working out that can cause challenges.
Gotcha.
Yeah. How about you?
So I'm with you, trying to unlearn old belief systems and patterns, and learning, besides trying to learn new skills or, go in different ways. The most thing I am really trying to learn is to trust myself.
Do you think it's an individual thing and getting rid of those belief systems for trust?
I think it's individual because I think we've all been through all different paths.
I know, I absolutely agree with you. I think, because here's the thing, everybody's got a wound in a different place. So
Right.
A trust system isn't going to be the same if somebody has got trust issues because of insecurities. That is not going to be the same as somebody that has trust issues because of
Because somebody left them, so they have trust issues, know.
Right. That one's a hard one.
Yeah.
Trust is, I think, a hard one in general.
I think there's so many different trusts. Trusting in yourself, trusting in other people,
I don't know about you, but I'd love to get your take. Do you think that it's easier to trust other people or trust yourself?
So I think I could trust someone. I think I could trust myself not liking someone because of like maybe an aura or whatever that they're giving off or the vibes.
Yep. Nope. Understood.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one.
Well, and I think you're on the right track though, because I think it's very, very easy to trust in certain situations and then not very easy, because I know for me, just like you said, I've run into people that I know instantly that they're lying.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I can have that knowing automatically with somebody else and trust it, but I'll get something for myself. Even don't wear a sweatshirt today because it's gonna be hot out, and it starts off really, really, really cold. So yeah, it's not gonna be that warm, and then it turns out to be like 90 degrees and I didn't need to wear the big heavy sweatshirt. I can 100% trust a feeling about somebody else, but I question if it's something for myself.
Yes. Yep. Totally.
But at the same time, it can go the other way too.
Yes, it is. Because you not only have to trust in yourself, you have to trust in spirit to give you stuff.
Agreed.
And this is something that you may not be able to see, which is hard.
Well, and I think, and this is the belief system that I'm working on right now is I want tangible evidence. And if you can't validate that, then I can't believe you. But part of the journey that I am on right now is getting rid of that belief system, because sometimes the answer isn't tangible evidence. You
Mm-hmm.
just have to have faith and go with it.
Yeah. But I'm with you. I need proof.
Right?
Can you give me proof?
Well, I think as a society, that's generally, I mean, that's why, somebody will go to a psychic medium or a palmist or a numerologist or
Mm-hmm.
astrologer, whatever it is, whatever modality it is, and they go in with half-hearted, where I'm going to take what they say, but I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. But yet, I know I did that
Me
before.
too.
In fact, my first reading, and it's what started me on this path. But I walked away from that reading going, oh, she's completely full of shit. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't any tangible evidence. Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing. It started something in my brain, though. That conversation I had with her started something in me that chose to go and take it further.
I have a similar story too, because when I was younger, I kept getting readings that I was going to write a book. So I took a children's book thing to write. I also did a couple of stories that I started. And I was also part of a group where we would go and critique each other's work. And so the last one I had was, she had said, oh, so, I see a book, you're going to write a book. And I'm like, what kind of book? Because now I'm like, I've tried this. Doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And she's like, nonfiction. I'm like, nonfiction? Who's going to want to know about my life? So I could understand where.
Well, she wasn't actually lying, because you did write some books.
Yes,
Do
we
you want
did.
to tell our audience about that?
Yes, I'll tell them. So we created 8 journals called the Woo Woo Seekers Journals. And you could say workbooks and journals. We created them because in all the classes that we were taking, one message kept coming through. You need to develop your personal language with spirit. Like you have things popping up. What do they mean to you? What does a feather mean to you, or the color blue? So these are things that you need to develop, and you need to understand. If you get the color blue, what does that mean? Does it mean healing or something else? So it's something unique for you. So this idea stuck with us. That's what we did. We designed these journals to guide you into creating your own set of signs and symbols and communication tools. You can communicate with spirit in a different way, and you can understand the feelings that you're getting, or what you're hearing or what you're seeing. It's just helping you to tune in more clearly. Do you want to share what we'll be doing with these books?
Absolutely. So each week, we plan on taking 3 of the words from our first series will be from the first book, A Journey for Your Signs and Symbols, book 1. And that is actually in 3 different categories. So we have categories for emotions and states, people and places, and everyday objects. And so we're going to start with that, and then we'll move to a different book after this one's finished. So for each episode, we'll have 3 words. And then at the end of the month, we'll take all 3 of those weeks. So we'll have 9 words in total. And we'll actually share our experiences, and hopefully we'll be sharing yours too. And a way to give you an idea to connect with us, you can actually go to woowooseekers@gmail.com and just letting us know what those words mean to you, or come get woo at gmail.com.
Yes.
I don't know. Is there anything that you can add to that, Ro?
Yes. I think it's a wonderful way to know how just unique we are. Everybody is. And we have meditations to go with each of those words.
Yes, because our YouTube channel, at Woo Woo Seekers, and they'll be available free. You just go to our Woo Woo Seekers channel, or you can actually visit our website, which is comegetwoowoo.com, and that'll have links to all of our books, all of our podcasts, and all the words for meditation.
I'm just so excited. I'm excited to see how different we all are and what people come up with. I think it'll be so exciting to see.
Agreed. And I really hope that people share their experiences. One of our books, The Guide to Getting Clarity with Your Clairs, it actually covers colors. So I put it to the test. My daughter and I, we're similar in so many ways, but so vastly different in other ways. And we took the color black. And now her definition of what black meant to her and my definitions were vastly different, because it's the color black. For me, it should just, isn't black just, it's a void. It's a negative entity, this, that, and the other thing. And she didn't see things like that. It was actually quite interesting to see how she saw things. For her, black was more of a positive look.
Oh.
For me, it was more of a negative. So it was very interesting. That's why it's going to be fun to see how other people see their simple words, their everyday words. And I'm very excited about it.
Me too.
And don't miss the meditations, because meditations can help you.
Yeah, I think they're pretty awesome.
And you get to hear a little bit more of Ro and I.
Yeah. So is there anything else? I think that's it for today, right?
I think that's it for today. Is there any other last minute questions that you want to ask, Ro?
I don't have any at the moment. Oh, did you ever think of the movie title?
There's, at one point in my life, I would have said dumpster fire. Because it seemed like everything was going wrong. Now it's kind of like, can I make up my own title?
Of course you can.
Movie title that says It Is What It Is.
Love it. I love it. Next week, we're doing an episode all about clairvoyance. So we're going to go into how we're all different in clairvoyance and techniques to help you improve your clairvoyance. And we're not just giving 1 or 2. We're going to probably dive deep into that as well. Becky, what are the 3 words?
Oh, the 3 words for this week are anger, artist, and anchor. So, check out our meditations. See how they resonate with you. There are 3 simple words. Email us at woowooseeker@gmail.com. And if you have any questions for the show, feel free to give us an email at comegetwoowoo@gmail.com. But you can find all of this, all the links to everything, at comegetwoowoo.com.
And we're going to be so excited to get your emails to know how you did on the words and what you got.
Yeah, It's amazing how different everybody is and they see things differently, and a lot of it's due to personal life experiences. So it's really cool. So for right now, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for getting woo-woo with us today. If something sparked a memory, a message, or just made you smile, share it with a fellow seeker because the journey is always better when you can grow together. Be sure to find us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Woo Woo Seekers so you can like, follow, and subscribe.
You can also follow us by visiting our website, comegetwoowoo.com, where we are so much more than just another podcast. We're building a community of seekers just like us. We love hearing from you. If you've got signs, symbols, or stories that you want to share, email us at woowooseekers@gmail.com. Or any questions about today's episode, you can email us at comegetwoowoo@gmail.com.
Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and as always, come get woo-woo with us.